Hey, what's up guys? Brandon Gentile here, Legacy Group Real Estate Team. We have your April Genesee 2018 market updates for your real estate area, your real estate community. Let's jump right into this. And we do this every single month. We do this for a number of years now, and you really start to see some patterns. And I'm going to jump right into it, but what we're seeing is just straight seller's market, which is not very many homes in the market. A lot of demand, prices going up, and we're seeing it over and over again. We're seeing it everywhere. Genesee is a great example of it. Macomb's a great example of it. Oakland, we're seeing it a ton, and it's crazy right now. So bear with me, bear with the stats, bear with everything. Be patient if you're a buyer right now. That's really all we can say, because it's craziness out there. We have some stuff. We have some cool stuff though. If you want some resources on how to win multiple offer situations and how to do what's needed to be done to get the home that you want, home of your dreams, whatever it may be. We have some resources, so we'll throw some stuff in here. But it truly is a market that we have not seen in a while. So really since before the recession, the Great Recession. So we're gonna jump right in here. So Genesee County, April 2018. We do this in arrears. Basically, we do it in reverse, or we do it the month prior, because now we have all the data for April. So the first week or so after the month ends, we gather up all the data. My team gathers the data. We look at it all, and we provide this to you. We give this to you. That way you know exactly what's going on, and you can make decisions for you and your family and have the knowledge and the wherewithal to know what to do. Days on the market. DOM is the days on market. And again, just like we've seen month after month after month, year after year here, this is going down, because it's, it used to be, getting up to what, 2.5 months on the market. Now we're down to under 2 months on the market. And that's just a trend that continues and continues because there's very few homes. So buyers are fighting over them. Active homes. Again, we've seen a number of this is usually going down, but this means that maybe the buyer pool has dropped a little bit over the last 30 days and not as many homes sold, actually. So you just never know. Sometimes most of the data pans out. Actually, we have 2 months of inventories. These numbers jumped up a little bit for some reason. Sometimes we have abnormalities, which can happen, especially when there's not a ton of data, a ton of sample size. But again, about the same, very similar month of inventory. Month of inventory is at the rate all homes are selling and no new homes come to the market. How long will it take for every last home to sell? And that gives us basically a ratio of what's going on here. It kind of sums everything up into one number. And again, this is we rounded these off. But again, a seller's market is anywhere from 0 to like 4 or 5. Balanced market's about 5 to 7 months of inventory, and anything above 7 or 8 months of inventory is a buyer's market. So homes are sitting a long time, and it's really a good time for buyers. New homes in the market, the new homes that came on the market, these are just active homes that are there. These are new homes that are coming on the market. So all new listings that hit the market in April. Again, 752, 684, 615. So again, we're seeing that drop in new homes. So for some reason, this number right here, for the last 30 days, for whatever reason, there wasn't as many homes being sold as there normally is. So it jumped a little bit, actually, which is interesting. Still not as many homes coming to the market, but for some reason, again, you sometimes have an abnormality or two. You get, 18 different numbers, and 1 or 2 might be a little hiccup here and there. It could be a bad area. It could be, a bad sample size. Say you have a neighborhood that they're all luxury homes, or say you have a neighborhood that they're all short sale homes, or something happened all of a sudden and that starts skewing the data. So that could be it. You'd have to go basically neighborhood by neighborhood to try to find out why that was. Price per square foot, again, showing the rise in price per square foot is again leading us to why we know it's a seller's market. And in this, basically what this is county-wide. It gives you a general rule of thumb, guys. You can't take this as gospel for your home in your neighborhood, in your spot. You've got to look at an appraiser. You got to have an appraiser come. You got to have a real estate professional come and appraise your property, and a broker price opinion, whatever it may be, to get some professional advice on what you should sell your home for. This is just giving you a basic square footage for the county. So if you multiplied your square footage by this, that gives you a general sense, a general idea of what your home would be worth. Sold. So number of homes sold, this has steadily dropped as well over the last 2 years. And this again is something we look at, a stat for buyers. So how many buyers are out there? And again, not a ton of buyers are out there in Genesee County. The buyer pool is obviously less than, say, Oakland County. That's why they're lower numbers. You'll see the numbers significantly more in the other counties in the reports there. But again, we see this going down a little bit. And this is probably a little bit more significant drop than we usually see. The buyer pool usually stays pretty similar. And unless there's something big like a recession or something like that, a depression, we usually don't see the buyer pool change that much. So this is actually a pretty big percentage change, even though it doesn't seem like a lot. It's only 140 homes or so. It's still a big percentage drop, or fairly significant percentage drop. So again, seller's market, it's just, there's a lot of buyers fighting right now, and there's, their interest rates are slowly starting to creep up. There's not a lot of inventory. I mean, we see there's many reasons there's not a lot of inventory. Builders haven't been building like they were 10 years ago. A lot of the big builders are gone now and have not come back. And we have a lot of institutional investing that happened after the recession, and there were a lot of the institutional lenders, or different funds and index funds. They started investing into multifamily and single-family homes, and they're sitting on great cash flowing properties right now that are getting great return for their investors, which their investors might be you, me, whoever, and you're the neighbor next door, your family member, and they're getting great returns, and they don't want to give that up. So we have a lot of homes that are being rented out right now, and it's kind of like that vicious circle of life. And we've got a lot of kids that are entering the workforce in their 20s. A lot of them can't even afford stuff because they can't afford the rent, so they're not saving as much as they should, so they can't afford a home. It's just a whole vicious cycle of what's going on. And we also have, right now it's crazy as well, because really after that foreclosure cycle of what happened in the Great Recession, we now have that 7-year cycle is now up for almost everybody. And you're starting to see, that's why the last year or two have been really crazy, and a lot of buyers coming out of the woodwork because they were able to buy again. And so a lot of these factors, those 3 or 4 big factors all rolled up into one, is why we have such a limited supply and why there's so many buyers out there. So I hope that makes sense. If you guys have questions about that, please reach out to us. We appreciate all of your feedback you give us, all the love you give us, and the messages. And we love giving this stuff to you guys because it's our job to do this for all of you. So I would appreciate you a ton. Thank you for your time and energy, because we know it's the most important thing that we all have. So thank you so much, guys. We'll talk to you soon.